Yo, what up, YouTube fam? We got some G2 versus Cloud9 gameplay for you. I already saw this one before, a little bit disappointed in how Cloud9 played, but Blabber did play, and I want to check out why C9 wanted to use Blabber. It's so puzzling to me because C9 literally has the best jungler in all of NA, so there's no way they should think about replacing Svenskeren with Blabber. And also, they want to be a world-class team, and they want to win NA away from TL, so they have no reason to let go of Svenskeren. So it just baffled me that they wanted to use Blabber. Because, yes, I think Blabber's good, but Svenskeren is literally the best jungler in North America. So, let's find out what happened. Remember, Renekton ban if you're not going to pick it first, and the enemy team can take Renekton Elise or Renekton Talia. Heimerdinger. They want to be standard boss side. Also, Heimer's so annoying to play versus. Yeah, the Eastern teams having to ban Syndra versus the Western teams. In this case, Cloud9 is the more Eastern team because they don't really play Syndra bot side, and G2 is probably the best Syndra bot lane team.
Alright, well, picks and bans come
first pick Kiana. Counter pick Kiana, Kiana goes jungle. Don't counter pick Kiana, Kiana goes mid lane with Elise or Elise plus something in the jungle and just kills you. Elise, Silas, Gragas, so many things you can pair with Kiana.
It is a big risk to leave that up. The Pantheon has been basically 100% banned. The respect from the Syndra is big from
Cassiopeia. That is not a Kiana counter in my opinion. Elise takeaway. Oh, I don't like the Cassio pick.
Alright, so Cassiopeia, Elise comes in as well. You're seeing Kiana
non-AP jungler paired up with Kiana. Nope. Xayah, not Lee. Xayah Rakan.
Every time the Xayah is available for Perks, this is one of his most comfortable champions. For sure, the Xayah Rakan
Tristana.
For these two players.
I think Tristana is an almost exclusively a solo lane pick now. I think Tristana AD carry is just so much worse than Tristana in either solo lane. So you can just, I don't even view this as a flex pick anymore. I just view it as it has to go mid or top.
Play Xayah and just marked him in a very different way. He put so
I actually think it's weird to see Tristana bot now.
Farming multiple lanes, farming all the jungle camps, that he almost always has a level lead, and that's something you have to watch out for every single time you play against G2.
And one thing that I feel like G2 is best at is pressing the
button
at the right time, and they have given themselves so many tools to do so. The Kiana plus Xayah the that can basically instantly delete.
I think Kiana plus Xayah Rakan, they just add on Gragas to there, and you literally have the best engage comp in the entire game. Rakan is the strongest engager from support, Kiana is the strongest engager from mid lane, and then Gragas is definitely the strongest engager from jungle. You have the 3 strongest engage tools in the entire game.
Pretty much any champion that C9 now has if they pull it off, so pretty devastating pick so far from G2.
So they can get counter engaged though. Tristana, of course, good at laning in most matchups, right? Being ranged, of course.
Veigar ban.
Of course, helps. And
damn, they don't want anything weird being played.
Back out with maybe not enough tools to reclose the gaps. That'll be fun to watch for. Tristana tends to be a mid laner nowadays, but she can still be moved around because Cassiopeia tends to be a mid laner.
Galio ban.
Can be moved bot.
Wow, Galio ban's so weird. I think teams don't need to be afraid of Galio if they can't link it up with like jungle Jarvan.
But the miasma could be used to his advantage.
Regardless of where those two champions do go,
Kled ban. What are you trying to blind? Why do you need to ban Kled?
Kiana can sometimes struggle in these early laning phases.
How does a Kiana engage? Have you played versus a Kiana yet, dog?
Levels 1 through 3 can be very, very volatile.
There's that Nautilus into Rakan, very expected.
That up for himself and then get Caps a strong matchup that can be favored in the
give me that Gragas.
Veigar ban coming away, pretty important one there, of course. Very good at stopping engages. G2 wanting to make sure that their engage can come through. Nautilus, no surprise into the Rakan matchup. That was
Zoe blind.
Expected support down there for Zeyzal as Zoe comes through.
Zoe good into Cassio. Cassio doesn't do the greatest versus poke mages. Traditionally, you play champions like Xerath into Cassio. Zoe also a poke mage, and in the case Cassio goes to a different lane, which she did this game, Zoe also just great as a blind champion.
Through almost certainly the mid lane, but I've actually still seen bot lane Zoe played here before.
Vladimir.
And Vladimir comes in. course, we're expecting.
Vlad is more of a bridge piece than anything. I think Vlad doesn't really fit in with the rest of the comp, but one thing Vlad does do is give them extremely strong late game versus champions like Cassio, who's very vulnerable to being flanked, and Vlad does really well versus Elise and Nautilus. So Vlad has good champion matchups, also good into Cassio later on, but overall I don't think Vlad was like an extremely attractive pick here. One thing that stands out a lot for me in the G2 draft is they have great engage. They have a lot of CC between each other, a lot of high damage, but no tanks actually. If they lose control versus Cloud9, and they're in a situation where they have to check into them and they have to check into Elisa or Nautilus, this can actually be problematic. It's going to be important for G2 to get ahead and stay ahead and be very patient whenever they don't have vision and try to go slowly for vision.
Zyrakan down the bottom lane, but you never know for sure. Regardless, Kiana and Vlad and Zoe, meaning it's the Kiana jungling.
I really like this composition coming through from G2, in particular the Zoe pick right now, because you see Cloud9 with the Cassiopeia and the Tristana, you have consistent DPS from range scaling into the late game. So now G2 with the Zoe can actually outrange that, have incredible poke to lead up.
Aatrox into Vladimir has been extremely common.
Combo, all the damage of a Vladimir layering on top of a Kiana and this Xayah. So G2 have a lot of different options here.
Ellis and Dawn said they both would have liked to see Casco top. Do you agree? And if so, what champion should have taken bot for Sneaky?
That we saw impact play
Cast top. I mean, most obviously they just played Kai'Sa bottom. Kai'Sa Nautilus versus Zyrakan. That match has been played like 100 times this season.
Actually stand up to it in the side lanes, and we got about 5 seconds to see whether or not Sneaky's going to be playing his second mage bot.
The thing about Cassio top is playing a carry top from purple side is really hard, because from purple side you have 2 entrances you can get ganked from, and I don't want to be the player that's playing Cassio top versus a Kiana from purple. My jungle at least has to mark me extremely well, and on the other hand it's hard for the Cassio at least to kill the Vladimir. So there is good reasons for Cassio to go top, but there's also very vulnerable reasons.
Here, last second to come through, and it is going to be Cassiopeia in the bottom lane. So Miasma to stop the grand entrance and even the shield backwards.
If Sneaky was going to play AD carry, it should 100% be Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa just fits really well here with Nautilus.
Changed to have a much smaller minimum cast distance. So it used to be that if Rakan would just get inside Cassiopeia's range, nothing Cassio could really do about it. Now, if that goes down as Rakan is entering, you absolutely block.
And you set up for Nautilus to put out
Alright guys, last review of the day, let's make it a good one.
Tools on the side of Cloud9, as well as those scaling DPS.
I feel like the cast pick was planned.
G2 versus Cloud9, let's get in the game.
Why not Kate? Just a lot of reasons why we won't see Kate. Weak mid game. And just weak mid game. There's way too much flanking champion for Kate to be a really valuable pick. You wanted a good review and you picked the Fiesta game. I mean, this is a game we're gonna have to talk about on Face Check, no? What about Ashe? I actually think Ashe is the other AD carry that can see more play. I would definitely love to see Ashe over Lucian. Very important to make sure your team has 3 syllables, so whenever your fans are chanting, they don't have to say stuff like "Let's go Team Liquid," or "Let's go G2," or "Let's go Cloud9."
Because they both have 2 syllable names. I'd say that's about 80% G2.
No matter where you are, it'll always
there you go. See how important it is to have 3 syllable names, so it's easy for your fans to chant it.
To another NA-EU battle is, I think it was back in NA in 2016. People didn't know how to chant C9. They would try and do the same tempo as TSM, but it was a 2-syllable team name and they just get lost.
Cloud9.
Yeah, it was like C9, C9, and then they'd either run out of breath or have too long of pauses. So we settled on "Let's go C9," which is what we just saw for G2, which allowed them to.
What are these? Are some insane chat facts.
The fact that these are both 2-syllable names makes me happy. It's a healthy duel of chants.
That's nice. They're even 1 letter and 1 number. The symmetry is beautiful. But 9 is bigger than 2, but G2, meanwhile, taking their own red buff, getting the leash down.
Blabber
there,
starting
into the bottom lane.
leashless.
There was nowhere to go with that one.
All right.
As Blabber gets his leashless blue buff on this side.
So looking at Blabber's pathing, I just always want to hone in on the new player on this roster and how it impacts this early game. We're seeing him start on the bottom side of the jungle, and what would not surprise me at all is to see him go for a 4-camp clear and then maybe look to make something happen around the top lane. Because you clear all those bot side camps.
It's going to be hard for him to make something happen top lane versus a Vladimir.
2v1 or a 2v2 around the Aatrox.
Elise
Aatrox is
versus
always gonna bring
Vlad.
a lot of power in these early skirmishes, especially against the likes of a Vladimir that, well, Wonder's doing his best Nuguri impression right now with the Klepto as well as the boot, so he's not going to have a ton of power in the 2v2.
Yeah, and I also want to address some of the potential reasons why we could be seeing Blabber, because it's quite a shocking move from the outside.
Vlad starts boots in
The
this
North
matchup because all he has to do is
American
dodge
subbed out in
Aatrox
their
Q.
game against G2 as they have the level 2. early
Nice
on.
timing. Before level 2 came in for C9, so not good trades there.
So what I think
Just
Sven
versus
is going
Aatrox,
for
you
is a
dodge
sense of
skill shots
volatility.
and he can't do
Sven
damage.
Skaren was the best early game jungler in all of the LCS as Jankos is thinking about going for Niski. Except Blabber actually had even better early games than Sven Skaren did.
Both junglers setting up for their
Blabber
first
kind
game.
of fell apart between 15 and 20, and
Flashes
Jankos,
in,
it follows.
it's the root.
That's what's so bullshit
Out
about.
top
Out now, look at his play.
That's what's so bullshit about Tristana. So we're gonna see this.
games than Sven Skaren did.
Watch what happens here. This is how Kiana spells work. So whenever you use EQ, you see how it follows, even though Niski flashed while it was in like mid animation. It's literally undodgeable. The root is literally undodgeable. You cannot dodge it. Like, I think that needs to be changed. The fact that it can't be dodged with flash, even if you time it properly. So he literally showed from here, and then he used flash, EWQ, and then he's able to gap close and actually be able to kill him like that. I think that's so crazy. They weren't able to kill him here because it's a Tristana and her jump is OP, but I think this interaction for Kiana, especially as a jungler, makes it insane. Just so fucking insane.
A trade of flashes. Niski
Now top.
comes out now. Looking at this play up there. That's Sanguine Pool
Remember
now.
what I
Blabber's
said?
gonna
It's hard
find
for
some red buff damage in one
Aatrox
turn.
at least to
Now,
kill
it
the
might not
Vlad.
look like the 4
Also,
camp
Wonder
is
started
top, but it
backing up
was
in the
because
right
it
time.
took away 2 of the small wolves in order to be able to hit level 3 off of just like 3.5 camps right there for Blabber, unable to find any.
I think Ender is like the game knowledge caster now. Like he calls things so well. He talked about how Blabber did blue, Gromp, and then he did 2 little wolves and then red, and then this gives you level 4.
Thing, though, while
That's
the
why he has
was a
14
trade,
CS.
I can't help but feel like Niski
And
is
their
going
POC
to be fine
champ.
with that because now he will have access to that rocket jump, and Jankos won't be able to close the gap on this Kiana.
He walked into the brush now. Looking at Jankos back and
Ender
forth.
used to be a
Flashes
challenger
down on the
player.
Kiana.
How many of you guys can
Use
say
that
the
to
same
make
thing?
mid lane more volatile there.
Blabber can't stay here for too long. Actually, Wonder.
Or he's level
Wonder
3.
makes a
I meant
call
that
the
he's level 3. I'm
pressuring
sorry
the
if I
top
said
lane
level
is
4.
more important than helping Yanko for Scuttlecrab. That's likely a team call where Jankos will say, "Don't worry about it" or not, because he has plenty of camps to clear.
And the lane is sort of frozen in mid as Niski
Low.
goes in.
Oof.
That's a flash forced out.
That's
Now
actually
Drow's
such a
gonna
good
be
game.
opposed, but you can easily just block this one on Blabber's side. Minions help as well, but Cap's now very low in this matchup.
I love how active Blabber has been in this game. Not only
The pathing that Blabber did is a very tricky pathing, because you bypass a lot of like common gank timers. Like him ganking top that early and hitting level 3 is a little bit weird, and also you're doing it leashless, so you can't even tell where he started. So Blabber did a pathing where the enemy team doesn't know where he starts, and he's still hitting level 3 really quickly. So that's why he's getting so much good looks for ganks.
with that early game top lane, but standing his ground inside of the river.
I mean, yeah, Cap should have dodged it, but also the pathing that Blabber is doing is just one of the best for Elite. Especially in competitive. It's not a great solo queue pathing because no one even cares about which side you're starting, but this pathing allows you to hide where you start, hit level 3 early.
I'm also looking at the gold already. G2's 1,000 gold up, 4 minutes and a half in just from laning. It's just little advantages across the board. 500 gold for Wonder. He's been just destroying this lane with his kleptomancy, only having to burn the pool even after Blabber has gone for that.
The moment Jat says that, Wonder comes in and then he gets engaged on.
For Licorice's Aatrox, definitely tricky.
Oh, let's put him back in. It's decent damage. Wonder's running pretty low.
Trick question. Wonder, or not a trick question. Wonder can flash here. Do you guys know why Wonder didn't flash immediately like this? I think I have an answer on why Wonder didn't flash immediately like this.
1 HP.
I think he flashed from this spot to try to bait him to kind of think maybe I flashed here. That's like the only reason I can think of. I thought he delayed his flash because he was trying to trick him to think, oh, I flashed into the brush.
Could flash the wall. Does choose to.
Because you can flash like this.
Is this enough? Empower kills again for Wonder, though he can get the heal. And now the bottom side Sneaky goes down. Zeyzal can't land the anchor. It's traded to the top side, but that is still overall advantage G2.
Perks and Mickey are able to kill Sneaky in lane right there and find that kill, but at the same time, Licorice fires back after losing the CS in this.
Really nice kill from Licorice, honestly, though.
He shows that you do have that all in power.
Immediately, Sneaky is back with his teleport as well, though, opting not.
The whole point about picking AP carries bot lane is you can beat AD carries in lane because your first buy is so much stronger. But Cassio is kind of not that champion. Especially if you buy tier first instead of buying Lost Chapter. Cassio can buy Lost Chapter as her first item, but she's also not a champion that's really strong in the early game comparatively to champions like Syndra. So I think Cassio's so weird. Because often enough, you like your first item is tier, not Lost Chapter. So when you lane versus AD carries, you're not even stronger. So you lose a lot of points about what makes AD carries or AP carries strong in bot lane.
To go for the combat summoner in this one, and the heal would have actually been the thing to save him. So even with the death in the top lane, G2 still with a 900 gold lead in the early laning phase.
Recall coming through for Perks, now having burned a lot of cooldowns to make that one through. We can watch that top side fight again, and we see Licorice.
Can't get distance, Wonder. Can't get distance.
Yeah, Wonder gets snapped by
Wonder has no stats because he bought boost. When you buy boost, you just have the advantage of being easier to dodge skill shots, but I mean, you obviously can't die.
Over here, but Licorice lands absolutely everything. Is even able to knock him down with that range on the passive.
Watching what happened in the bottom lane as well, kind of catching up since we were watching the beginning of the Aatrox play. Let's see how they end up pulling off this kill. It's just a
WQ immediately flash chase after.
As soon as
They knew they had to kill the moment that Sneaky got knocked up.
Stats and extra skill points.
Yeah, Sneaky was also pretty low on mana there too, so it was always going to be hard for him to turn and hold his ground. Regardless, though, he couldn't fire off any spells because he was very far behind. Now, one thing that is quite interesting from G2, look at that, 3 fairy charms to keep the mana topped off in lane. You know, does sell for a large amount of that return. I think you only end up dropping about 40 gold off of that purchase, but will mean that they can apply more and more pressure in these lanes and fire out their skills.
You lose 54 gold total. It's the cost of an old mana potion, basically. 30% of the, I think it's 180 to buy one, or 45, something like that. Regardless, it is pretty cheap, and it's a lot of mana over the course of time. It's a good laning item, as wards are cleared down to the bottom side, and Sneaky at least has equaled the farm for the most part, but there's still plenty on the board for Perks to grab, and gonna feel good with that early BF sword picked up. Yanko's waiting in the wings. It's gonna be a 3-on-3. Is they gonna go for the engage right away? Don't knock up Sneaky just yet. It gets right back. Yanko's waiting in the wings. It's gonna be a 3.
Here, a little bit of a miscommunication. Mickey X went for Sneaky because Sneaky didn't have flash, but Perks had the perfect route on Zeyzal because Zeyzal walked directly into him. I think if they all focus Zeyzal, he does have Aftershock. It's a little awkward. But if they're not going to focus Zeyzal, then Perks shouldn't even use root on Zeyzal. One way or the other, they should have all focused Sneaky or all focused Zeyzal. I think the obvious answer is focus Zeyzal, but he does have Aftershock.
3-on-3. Is they gonna go for the engage right away? Don't knock up Sneaky just yet. It gets right back away.
That play maybe is different if Jankos is able to find the Water Blade.
Oof.
Clutch sleep right there from Caps. He is not able to take these all-in trades.
Yeah, they were scared of Elise. That's why they didn't want to chase too long. But interesting conundrum there. Which one should you be focusing? Flashless Cassio or the Aftershock Nautilus? The Aftershock Nautilus is flash.
Should be able to know the red buff is there, but
oh,
nope.
Yankos grabs it, able to walk away. Level 5 for both.
I just gotta watch out.
Blabber plants the stun, but he's got Caps kind of nearby.
Oh,
Just
Blabber's actually so good mechanically.
But is there enough space to go? There is, just barely snaking away with his life.
The ward spotting Caps, they're so clutch right there because Blabber almost gets hit by the bubble, saw it coming.
Blabber's been doing nothing but ganking this game.
Still, I continue to praise Blabber for this aggression because this is what I need to see out of him to make it pay off for C9. The only way we've ever seen teams
If you're gonna play Elise, you kind of have to play like this.
in the LEC was to attack them in the
Farming Elise is such a garbage way to play.
So Blabber's role here was to come in and blow the game.
You get kind of fooled into like farming on Elise is good because your clear is decent, and you also heal very easily with your spiderlings and also the smite items. But if you farm as Elise, the thing is like you're just not that great as a champion later on, even with items compared to other champs.
Here again, up 10 CS and that kill. They finally jump in. There's a little bit of grounding there, but Mickey able to walk away. The Guardian Shield helping.
Like this is a nightmare situation for Cassio. She has tier, enemy AD has BS sword. How the fuck are you supposed to trade?
Well, and just not a lot of harm down there. The other side though is what I'm more interested in. This top side, Licorice.
Pick Cassio to win lane versus traditional AD carries. Actually be down in items.
Flashless Licorice. Blabber's pretty far away.
Does have ulti for move speed if he needs it.
Untargetable. Oh! Yankos! Yankos! What? Wait, did he use Flash W instead of using Flash R? That's what it looked like. What did he do? Oh, he used Flash ER. He used Flash ER. Oh no. Oh no, Yankos. Send a bigger army. Could you send a smarter army, please? So Mickey tweeted about this after game. He said he thought he dodged Cassio. Let's see if he did. So he dodged Cassio ult. Oh, he turned around too easily. He did predict Cassio ult and he made the back motion, but he turned around too easily. Or too early, not easily.
Just like last time.
Storm over the top, the big root coming across though. I don't know if they have the damage knocked on Sneaky. The feathers do come back, but it's one traded and Mickey is on the wrong side of the map. He cannot walk away. The anchors.
Oh wow. C9 has double the kills of G2. Where were you when NA was shitting on EU?
Underneath the tower, and now Wonder has the flash, has the pool, but he's in trouble.
Start the dive with Elise. You can reset aggro, reset aggro. Here we go. Holy shit. Get out, Trist. Oh, feels bad. You have to pull Elise feed there. If you don't pull Elise feed, you just die.
These are the games we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
9 kills in the first 9 minutes, only 300 gold. G2 had so much lane power in the early game, but Licorice comes in massive with the 2v1, and C9 repelled the second dive from G2's bottom lane to keep this game.
I mean, Trish didn't need to be a top lane for the dive, but she needs to match the Joey. Or the exit for Elise and Aatrox can get really hairy. It would have been really dangerous for people to exit without the Elise, or yeah, for them to try to exit there. And he finally has lost chapter, but he's still behind on items so much.
30 CS lead for Perks.
Just dominating that 2v2 as Perks and Mickey did to most at MSI and throughout their time together. If they continue to aggress though, as C9 is counting on it, C9 would be here.
I'm still nothing but impressed by Perks as a player. The thought of him roll swapping to bot lane to make room for Caps in the lineup, and yet he's probably the strong point of the team.
Run!
Pull in Mickey, but he gets away in time. The miasma's
wow,
not
that
there.
was dangerous.
Strong point of the team.
That was dangerous. Mickey timed his E perfectly, but that was so dangerous.
The miasma's not there.
Sneaky wasn't quite in range to cast the miasma and didn't want to throw a blank there, but that's a decent investment of time from C9 and it ends up giving them basically nothing.
Both junglers are still sticking
Oh, Tristana hit. Tristana hit.
We're not sure there's a least.
Oh, got chunked. That shit is not balanced.
But a trade killer comes in. Sneaky's dead right away. The flash away Perks knows to respect Licorice there.
And a whole
Okay, I will admit,
played in the jungle as Caps nearly took down this
still going.
Blabber's playing so well.
Trying to find him. Took the safe recall. That's smart of him to do.
The problem with Blabber last Worlds was he, in some ways, there's too much feathers. There's too much feathers. When Perks gets his E back up, everyone's gonna die. Way too much feathers on the ground. Oh, I think Perks could have even done this differently. Just keep running because he wasted these feathers. Just keep running backwards. It's so dangerous for Blabber to chase him with all these feathers. He didn't even get rooted, so that means he didn't even get hit by more than 3 feathers.
Hazel's gonna drop, and I'm not sure Blabber has the damage. Picks up 1, but Caps has arrived. Puts the bubble down, gets stunned, but there's still gonna be enough damage here, and the G2 army knocks down 3.
It keeps looking like Cloud9 are winning these fights, but then against all odds, Perks and Mickey jump in.
No, it does not look like Cloud9 is winning these fights.
The whole time,
What?
Wonder's just pushing up in that top lane, making back the gold that he lost after a couple rough trades against Licorice.
3 plates taken down to the top side. He's got to be rich right there. 103 CS, highest in the game.
I mean, before that play, Wonder was down 500 gold. Now he's up 200.
Alright, let's show me that bot lane play.
Laning up there against nobody. Seeing this fight one more time, it is
Starting on Elise. Oh, this was so good.
laning up there.
What is this monster player? Holy fuck. This guy's actually a monster player. Shoots first. Dodges engage from Rakan completely. Yenko's now in a vulnerable spot. Goes on Yenko's. Perks tries to play. Perks plays to kill Sneaky. Ooh, Perks' root was a little early here. Cute. Don't root. Wait for the Aatrox, then root. Going back in was kind of troll. I'm guessing he has ult, that's why he's going back in. Nope, he has flash. Oh, he shouldn't have gone back in. But Blabber played that situation really well.
Yeah, and Perks and Mickey, it's their time to take over this game after that fight because Perks ended up picking a double claw on the backside. Watching this as well, Blabber is tracking Jankos extremely well, but Perks and Caps are going to be a problem. I remember Perks saying, I don't know.
Holy shit. Is that the early swap for Herald? If it was 3 minutes earlier, it would have been the Tanner time Herald.
They need each other because their top lane's 0-2, their jungler's 0-3, and it's them with the huge bags of gold, and they're the ones that need to carry.
And it's also C9 making some smart macro decisions right here because bot lane is getting absolutely hammered in that 2 versus 2, so they rotate up Sneaky towards that top side of the map. That allows them to pick up the Rift Herald, and then they can try to trade some plate gold. But it is Perks solo in that bottom lane, finding 3 turret plates for himself.
Herald over the wall.
So as we mentioned before,
Almost
Perks, as a
14
player,
minutes. Do they
loves
get
to
it?
funnel
Do they get
so
it?
much money onto him.
47,
He has a 1200
48,
lead over everyone
49,
else in the game, and Wonder is number 2.
51. Oh shit. I was like 49 and then 50 and I realized, holy shit. It's until 14 minutes. It's not until 13:50.
Yeah, coming into the day,
I'm fucking
Perks is
trolling.
11.1 CS per minute, which is the highest of players at Worlds. He's going to keep that up as G2 continue to match C9's pace.
Takes a lot of damage. Oh, Yenko's head cut over the wall. Takes a whole bunch of damage, and he's going to get slammed down. Some plates fall, but the bot lane turret already dropped. Now it's again Wonder.
Blabber's actually playing so insane.
Gets knocked out yet again. There goes the Sanguine.
He had a good game, but I still don't understand why they would play Blabber over Sven.
But there's still no way out for the Vladimir. Cloud9 do pick up 2 kills, but they again do lose that bottom turret.
This is reminiscent to me of the way C9 tried to play against RNG last year in the group stage. They are just going...
Huge problem for G2. I think once Aatrox gets Executioner, Vlad can't match Aatrox in the side lane. And if Vlad doesn't have a side lane he can be in, then Vlad no longer has a home. And Vlad no longer has like a role in the game. Aatrox being followed by at least, they should win every single 2v2. G2 topside is 0-7.
So fast, and even though G2 is the best at matching people, Jankos and Wonder have been killed 7 times in this early game.
Actually, it's deceptive. Vlad has good items, even though he's behind because of fucking Klepto. You guys are right. Someone said Vlad is ahead. You guys are actually right. I looked at Vlad items, I'm like, okay, this guy is 0-3. This guy's 4-1. Obviously, 4-1 guy is going to be more ahead in items. And then I looked at the items. Well, actually, we have to see Aatrox's back. Let's see what Aatrox buys after he backs. Executioner, boots. Should be fine, maybe. Let's see. What do you buy, Licorice?
They're unable to actually protect against that dive here. So G2 definitely need to be able to stop the bleeding on this top side of the map, because if you look at
no
it,
Executioner. Okay, never mind. Vlad already has the CDR pieces.
And range at their disposal. G2 have a lot of different options.
Damn. Vlad must have gotten hella plating. Yeah, he must have gotten hella plating. He just... His items are so accelerated beyond the point it should be.
In the way they can approach this game in terms of pick, in terms of poke, in terms of team fight.
Cloud9 found a small opening though. Into the mid lane they go. They
Klepto
the
plus plating, yeah.
autos, and they're gonna knock that one down. So briefly, a turret lead for Cloud9.
It feels so weird. The Aatrox is 4-1, the Vlad is 0-3, and Aatrox is not ahead of Vlad in side lane.
Very fed side, which means a lot.
And also watch for Cap's bubbles as C9 try and contest this next Drake. One good bubble with how squished some people on C9 are could make all the difference. And then on the flip side, see if Zay's can get a good initiation, because G2 is also a bunch of squishy players.
Yeah, Zaya is so ahead though. Zaya and Zoe, that's the problem.
Perks, the most gold on the team and the most potential damage.
C9 are just going to go ahead and give this one up though, but
Drowsy.
Well, gets a bit of this down, but the ignite is still on him. I believe he has just enough health.
He's not gonna die there.
Burn down all the way, just has enough right there.
He has 100 health. What do you mean just enough? This guy literally has 100 health left. Oh, he barely lived. He has 100 health after ignite.
Chunk there. Blabber gonna stay alive with this turret. Is losing a lot of HP, and there's still 3 turret shots left of that minion, so they're gonna knock that one down.
Even though the bubble from Caps does not result into the kill on Sneaky, removing that mid lane tower from the game is going to be so pivotal here for G2. All of a sudden, much more easy for them to gain control inside of the enemy jungle. And whenever you have Zoe on your team, that's where you want to live, because you want to use the added range of those walls with your bubbles in order to catch the opponents by surprise. And all you have to do is deny vision inside of the river, and that leads to some very
Damn, Cloud9 can't match. And
G2 is moving around the map so
a huge problem Cloud9 has is when G2 is on a certain part of the map, they're going to be slower to move because they're trying to handle other side lanes and they're behind in priority. But another huge problem is when G2 is staring at them, it's so fucking hard for them to deal with the Zoe poke. The only engager they have is Nautilus, and it's hard to engage with Nautilus onto these champions.
quickly and so well right now, getting that
G2 move that's like 5-man unit. Like, did you guys see the speed up? Push bottom, move mid as 5, and then move top straight as 5, and then go here. Like, this flowy play was so like fluidly done.
Where I have questions for Cloud9, because
like push bottom, group mid 5, take turret, group mid top.
With was the
Yeah,
mid-game here.
they can't come to the wave.
How can C9 stop G2 from just running over them between 15 and 25 minutes?
Super fucking smooth.
They haven't found the opening yet. They're gonna look for it, but right now this turret's down to about 1/4 HP. And
Oh,
again,
R flash. Oh, RW instead. Okay. That's fucking blowout. Damn, incredible from Mickey. They played that different than I thought they would. I thought Mickey uses R, flash, group people up, and then W. They were close enough here where I thought he could do R flash immediately, group people up, then W. He did it a little differently. He used R, waited a bit, and then W. Look at Yankos, what'd he do?
On the opening yet, they're gonna look for it, but right now this turret's down to about 1/4 HP, and again the poke lands into the dive. This could be so great for G2. Across the wall they go, 2 kills.
And good targeting from Nautilus.
But it's a 3-for-1. Cloud9 cannot stand up to G2.
Have an answer about how C9 is going to do it. They're not. They're just going to get dove by G2 as 5-man strong. Crush through them in the top lane.
How many teams, though, would actually look for that dive? 17 minutes into the game, it's a 5 versus 4. That's just a 1-player advantage, but they see Licorice in mid lane, and that's where so much of the gold for Cloud9 is. Niski and Sneaky just do not have the firepower up to compete against it.
Really good job to hide Nicky there.
Multiple members at the start of the fight, then the flank from Yankos.
Oh, they did such a good acting class. Look at how they acted. They're not like, oh, we're here ready to turn. We're here ready to turn. We're here ready to turn. Look at how they acted. Look at Wonder, Perks, and Caps. Their movement is telling them, We're getting out of here. This isn't just Mickey X. Look at their movement. Look at these 3 players' movement.
Onto multiple members at the
We're
side.
getting out of here. We're getting out of here. There's no one in here. We're getting out of here.
Then the flank.
Oh my god, the acting's just so fucking good. Like, they're not backing this way. Like, they're walking down. Like, they're telling them we're getting out of here. Holy fuck. This is just really good acting from rest of G2.
Yankos, just that damage amplification from Vladimir is devastating.
And the instant the miasma expired, G2 went in. Sneaky has to be so careful with that cooldown.
He probably just said, "Don't leave me, guys. We can fight."
Just to clear the wave. That will happen. G2's willing to press the go button.
No, the acting there from G2 was fucking Oscars
their
worthy.
carries were split on the left side of the tower. If they did not instantly blow up those 3 primary targets from Cloud9, they're instantly split up. They're instantly left out to dry, and Cloud9 with the flanking Aatrox could get so much back in that engage. G2 definitely play a very risky style of League of Legends, but when they're able to calculate the damage like that and just know how powerful they are at this moment in the game,
I wonder why G2 opted for this style. They said when they were playing versus Eastern teams in scrims, like they were having problems being fast. Maybe that's it. They just are gonna play slower versus Eastern teams and faster versus Western teams. Slow versus SKT, Griffin, and fast versus the West.
11-11 in kills, but the farm difference, the turret difference, even the Drake lead. Yeah, it's G2 all the way.
I mean, it's almost a 4,000 gold lead for Perks over Sneaky right now. That is just absolutely disgusting between those 2 players.
Oh, there's so much done right there. He's going to run away, but he ignites the launch.
Dies to bomb. How did he get caught there?
He does. That's at least something on the Cloud9 side. Sneaky will slink away with his health, but Caps can try to find this in the backside. If he can find that bubble, he's going to look for it. He's going to look over
Kiana into Rakan, and then flash knock up onto Niski. Mickey X got a little too excited there. He went for the flash knock up on Niski. Parks resetting tower aggro, Licorice by himself. All 4 people here. Licorice used flashed. Minions far away. Someone has to tank if they're gonna kill this. There we go. Come back, get the kill.
And there it is. The ace comes through. 2 kills for Caps, 3 for Perks. That's where all the kills go. Those carries.
He wants Mickey to set up the back for him while they get the turret, and then take the setup back.
Together every time C9 expends themselves to kill Wonder or Yankos, Caps and Perks absolutely have their backs. They know what C9 used. They said, hey, it doesn't matter if we start this fight a man down. We have so much power in what is now a full 3-item Zaya 20 minutes into the game.
Oh, he checked into a brush, and Sneaky was able to get an ult open.
He takes Sneaky down at the start of this fight.
To cosplay.
Sneaky can't participate. It's 4v4. We don't have time for replays because everyone thought Wonder was going to get jumped on again.
And when you have a roster this stacked, sometimes it just does not matter, but Blabber's in so much trouble.
They're going to find a double knockup at Mickey, and the re-engage.
Oh shit, being next to a wall. Okay, Kiana no ult. Holy fuck, this feels so scary, being next to this wall versus a Kiana.
Cloud9 side, they got to run away, but there could be a re-engage. Caps goes in, doesn't find the damage.
Perks was still down on the bottom side of the map though, so G2 weren't ready to jump all the way forward. Perks with 3 items now, just 20 minutes into the game, absolutely monstrous. He's gonna go ahead and solo out the Mountain Drake tune with 2 mountains with this super fed marksman as well. It seems inevitable that G2 can move over towards the Baron. Look at the gold. I mean, you compare him to Sneaky, that is 4,500 gold. That's like an Infinity Edge and then some.
I mean, I gotta point out the fact that Niski is behind Mickey
the
in gold. This is a pick. They saw
Damn, Tristana without gold. Feels bad, man. Tristana without gold.
And just in general, Niski's always been down in CS. He's gotten very little done.
Tristana, a core point about Tristana is win lane, get ahead, roam around, take turrets, get 2 items before anyone else, get 3 items, little extra early, be a bullshit AD carry majority of the game. That's the whole point of Tristana.
For himself, 131's a pretty appalling count there for him. I mean, there's a 1 in 4 Vladimir with way more than he's got, and there's just no damage out of that mid lane.
And in his defense, he was ganked very early on, and then the kills from Caps came from roaming around the rest of the map. So he didn't get that laning phase that he actually wanted. Here we go.
First stun's gonna land for a little bit.
Mickey knew someone was in there, so he started with W.
Around the rest of the map, so he didn't get that laning phase that
he knew someone was in there. He was so confident that someone would be in there.
First stun's gonna land for a little bit there. The ult across the back.
He lives.
Mickey's staying alive. And this could be more of a re-engage stun through the wall. They're gonna look for Licorice here. This one, Perks could be.
Oh my god.
1,000 gold to Licorice, but Zane's gonna get deleted. It's still a 2.
Whoa, wait, what the fuck?
Still
That fight felt so bad for G2. How did they still smash the fight? That feels weird. Wait, that fight feels so bad for G2. It starts with AD carry getting melted and my support face checking. What the fuck? My support face checked. AD carry forced to use ult early. AD carry insta delete. Okay, Niski died. Niski died to like AoE damage randomly. And then Zazel died. And then it's a 4v3. And then people finish up. Okay. Yeah, Vlad was just way too relevant. I was like, oh my god, they killed the Fed AD carry. But the Vladimir that had a shit score was actually trolling, and he had hella gold because he's Klepto, and they have so much turrets on the map. And also, the Zoe was something like 505.
That felt like the final nail in the coffin for C9. They were desperately trying to get the fight after they take down Perks, which felt like hadn't happened, but they didn't get Caps, they didn't get Wonder, and all of G2's carries.
There's just way too much relevant people on G2.
Were able to finish this fight. In the start, actually,
Way too much fucking relevant.
They got a face check.
Like, I'm like, oh my god, C9's gonna win this fight. The Fed AD carry died doing nothing. And then the Fed top laner and the mid laner came in and killed everyone.
So much damage. Yeah, and Sneaky can't retaliate because he's just getting outranged by Zoe at this point in the game. Misses the spells right there, but the zoning does enough. Now Wonder can do his duty. As Blabber does come in to try and assassinate on the backside, but there's still a stopwatch up for Caps. The odds are just so stacked against Cloud9. Even when the abilities landed, even when they did kill Perks, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, the most deaths by Sneaky in a game here, 6. He had max of 5 deaths in any summer split game. And look at that.
And Perks, he died at the start of the fight. He still did the most damage.
How the fuck did Xayah do the most damage?
That is just absolutely ridiculous. Now the siege is where
Xayah literally died like instantly and she still did the most damage.
Xayah can walk up and free hit those towers. Zoe can
I think it's mostly from feathers and auto crits.
Very hard to pull the trigger and find the pick, especially when the skill shots do not connect. Oh my!
This game felt close, but it wasn't really. It felt deceptively close because I felt like C9 was winning top side for Cloud9 losing bot side, but that wasn't it. C9 was kind of even on top side and they were just getting blown out from bottom. And mid was constantly falling behind, following the roams and couldn't get crucial items. And Zoe with first item is way more relevant with Triss with a super late second item. It felt close, but realistically, it was never really close.
Fall inhibitor will follow as well.
G2 play without fear right there. Perks, we've seen this from him in the LEC, but he's level 14, the highest.
I'll give credit to Blabber. Blabber played well, but it still confuses me why he played.
G2 the final push. No Plague might just kill it by himself, barely stays alive, looking for a re-engage now. Can C9 do anything to stop their base?
I mean, just because you guessed the answer and it was correct doesn't make that answer necessarily correct, right? So I really don't understand the thought process behind playing Blabber still, even with him having a good game.
G2 with 2 stompy wins so far in the group stage, and one of the tournament favorites takes care of business.
I mean, well played from G2. Definitely looks like the best team at Worlds right now.
G2, SKT, and FPX, and of those 3, G2 have looked the best by far.
Props to G2. Like, I think one thing this game really shows is the depth of G2. They don't have 1 or 2 good players. They have 5 really good players with really deep champion pools. They're just such a hard team to blow out because usually League of Legends is about trading sides so you don't fall behind that much. There's always like rubber banding mechanics, but G2 does such a good job with tempo, everyone playing aggressive champions, backing whenever, what if they get kills instead of staying behind. Like once they get going, they are such a hard team to play versus. So yeah, props to G2, definitely the best team in the tournament for me.